Everyone, today let's go over a grind 75 easy question that I solved a while back. I solved almost a year ago, so it's good to review it. This one is called missing number, and the question is pretty simple. You're given an integer array or list in Python called nums, and you have n distinct numbers. So it doesn't mean the length might be n, just based on what we've read so far. And they want you to return the only number that is missing from the array. So in this case, 0 and 1 and 2, 2 is missing because it's in between the smallest and the greatest, and it's not in the array. Here, the only missing number is 2 because it's greater. So if the first missing positive, the hard grind 75 question, I think this seems pretty similar. Here it's 8 because obviously it's between 0 and 9 and it's missing. And if it's not, then it's going to be 1 bigger than the greatest element in the array. So it tells you here that nothing is smaller than or equal to 0. So why don't we go ahead and sort this, right? Let's call this sorted list nums. This is just going to sort the array for you. And then now we can simply start from the second to last element and say if 1 minus the current element is inside of the array or not. But we want to turn this into a set first to avoid time limit exceeded. So let's go from 1 to length of s. So, and then we're going to ask if s of I minus 1, not the index, the value, the total value, and then minus 1. So if this is 3, you're going to get 2, right? If s of minus 1 is inside of my set, then we can say, well, let's call this result is going to be at the worst case 0. So then result plus equal to 1. So let's actually think about this for a second. If this is not in the set, we can just continue, right? Because if it's not, then we are going to return it. Otherwise, so for example, we're going to be at 3, and we're going to say 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 is not inside of our input, so we're just going to return s of I minus 1, right? Otherwise, if this keeps hitting, meaning every element is consecutive, then you're going to get the result as s of negative 1, because the sorted list's greatest element is always at the end, plus 1, right? So, oh, okay. So it looks like we have some issues here. So if 0 is not in my set, then return 0. Okay, edge case there. Okay, there you go. Passes all test cases. So again, just got to read carefully because it starts at 0. Because sometimes it doesn't have to, 1 does not have to be in the array, right? So hopefully this made sense, and hope you enjoyed, and please stay tuned for more.